I don't know, chat. I have no idea about like copyright and shit. At what point is it an infringement or whatever? At what point is it stealing? And at what point is it just like inspired? Or just another guy happened to have done the same art, like, you know, I don't know. Let me call T-Rex, who's gonna be the neutral party, I would say. Do you maybe want to say anything again? I'm super fried. You have to like say something that I don't know. Chat, is it understandable, the situation? And as well, something that T-Rex said earlier today as well. You could argue as well, like, the only art that we have seen from f0rnez so far is things that he does on TikTok and stuff, which is as well, you could argue, it looks nice, yes, but is it really like created, like, say, like, his own design? No, it's as well something that is from the game and it's one-to-one, he tries to do realistic, you know? You know what I mean? Like, something traced from the game as well. But, to fucking counteract that as well, boom. Here we have some original artwork, I guess. I don't know. Let's give him a call maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see, chat. Don't buy yet, okay? We don't know if it will be new Contraband Howl yet, okay? f0rnez, bro, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, shit. You're probably a little bit nervous with everything, no?
I'm just kind of disappointed.
So. Oh shit. Yeah. What do you think about the tweet that the guy made and so on about like what he says?
I mean, he could have sent me a DM first and talked to me.
Do you know him?
Kinda. I know him from the scene. Yeah, he's been like a big inspiration for me. I've been looking up to him.
He made. I see it. He made this one. Okay.
So that was kind of sad because I've been actually looking up to the guy for a long time.
And what do you think about what he has to say?
I don't think it's fair because like I was watching you. You said within the field of graphic design and even music and you know, everything, you have to do research and there will be similarities. There's always will be. Like I own a graphic design, you know, business, and like I always have to do the research myself, you know. And I've seen the picture sent me, T-Rex.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear, right? Like this was your inspiration, so and it's not exactly the same, right? I'll agree.
Of course, exactly you know, you like, was it like you saw the pictures and this is what you used as an inspiration or no?
Also used for inspiration, of course.
Okay.
Those two. For the M4A4 and the deal.
Okay. So you like you saw it and then you put your own twist on it. You like.
Yeah.
Put
my own twist on it.
Did you have an inspiration as well for the M4A4 and the whole collection, or were those?
Those were like more like you know, I was just researching a lot. As you see, the body of the lady on the M4A4 is like drawn like from a screenshot of a CT. So I don't know if I can show you here.
Yeah.
If you want to see,
I have show as much as you can. 100%.
I have the. Let's see.
I see.
So you see here. Here's my, you know, the Illustrator.
I can show it, right?
File. So as you can. Yeah. So as you see here, here's the CT. You know, the same outfit and everything, and here's all the layers for my drawing. You know.
Yeah.
And I saw something in the tweet that he pointed out, something lines in the hands here, you know. But that's because I actually drew a hand first, and you know, had to have gloves on. So this is like 100% all my work. Everything is hand drawn first on paper, and then hand drawn in Illustrator, you know.
So was there no inspiration like on the
It was more general, just you know, browsing a shit ton of stuff.
And then like some features from the eyes of this one, the mouth of that one, just like mishmashing, or
like trying myself, drawing to get it perfect. Because it was hard. It took me around 4 weeks to draw this
Yeah.
from start to finish.
How you did? Because I'm wondering now, like, I don't know, like how you made this one, for example, like the one where it's more obvious, where it is inspired by the Japanese artist. Like, did you draw? You had the picture on the screen and then
Yeah. It's just like I don't trace anything. Like I've seen people say I trace. Just here's another example. This is oil painting I did for ESL. This is you can't trace it. This is hand drawn. So it's kind of sad.
So it's you have a picture up on your screen and then you
yeah
and then you draw it. It's not like with a tracing thingy. I don't know how to work. I'm not an artist.
No. I don't trace. I see on the screen and draw on my table.
Clearly, you couldn't argue that is original art, right? Like,
Yeah.
You see it on the screen and you are like repainting it. Like, sure, you're painting it yourself and you're not tracing it directly. I get that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You're still copying it.
But not everything. Like in the skins, it wasn't everything. It was like the similarities, right? Because I needed some a girl in the right angle. For my thoughts of the skin.
Right. Yeah, I get that. However, I genuinely feel like that is kind of the issue here, right? So like, there's obviously changes because you clearly drew it yourself, right? It's not a one-to-one trace. That's for sure. It's not the case. But like, I think what Danny Dem's saying and what people are pointing out, like the similarities are just a bit too close. Like, it is like not original enough, maybe. A way to say it.
Sorry for that. It's auto.
And I think that's kind of the issue.
Okay.
So like if you like only because you draw something yourself, right? But if you have like if I get a picture on the screen, right, and then I take my pen and draw it on paper, one to one as it is on the screen, that's not like original art that I made.
No, 100%. I agree there.
Yeah, I guess Valve will make a final decision on that. Maybe they'll reach out to you, or maybe they'll do nothing and just wait for I don't know, something other happens if the original artist does something.
Yeah. How was it with the howl? I don't remember. Was that traced direct?
Yeah. Yeah. So the howl was, as far as I wasn't around when that happened in the CS scene, but like as far as I remember, it's literally just a picture from Google.
Yeah, that was a
straight up ripped.
Okay.
That was a straight up.
That was obvious.
Straight up painting.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out is like is it that what is his name? Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel? Yeah. He could have sent me a message first because
it's not
now
about
I get a lot of
Stop saying
no.
If
I was just gonna say because now I'm getting a fuck ton of hate messages, my comments, death threats.
That's obviously not okay, right? So
it is not okay. I'm just really disappointed. That's all.
Yeah.
Because I was yesterday was my best day of my life, and today as well. Now this comes up and just fucking ruined my whole evening. I was gonna watch Katowice, and
you studied graphic design, no?
Yeah, I have studied and a degree in the graphic designs. And I've been drawing since I was a little kid, since I was 2-3 years old.
And what is it like in uni? It's 100% discussed. No things like copyright and stuff. What crosses the line and shit. Like you are aware.
Yeah, like I am aware, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't have submitted it.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not watching anime that much, but it's very popular. I like the art style. I love the vibrance, and everything that is in Japanese artwork, and
I know someone who has an opinion on copyright.
Hello?
It's super normal for
Hello?
artists to use other art as inspiration. He used this since it's good
So
art.
into words,
What are we even
I
arguing
need to say
about?
that
Just listen to music.
we need to understand that first of all, the most important part of let's say
Sorry. Before you talk, can I ask
yes,
why you know the field? Like if you studied it or.
First of all, in most basic way, you can just check my workshop. So I've been working for a while. Plus, I got 3 already accepted skins. Plus, I've been working. Let's say I have been studying law, like back in a year.
Okay.
Plus, I've been basically working also with logos and all shit that basically connected to the graphic design. So let's say I'm not, let's say, authorized lawyer to say, let's say, the final point.
Did you finish your studies in law or?
I moved it from like in from third year, but I basically have worked with it with such field.
Okay.
So in 2 words, the most important is if let's say there will be someone who will say lose in terms of value. In other words, someone who let's say lose the value from let's say sales. I mean, basically the artist from which you took inspiration from. So if he will look at your artwork and he say it looks very close to what I done, and he will file DMCA, and then the judge will let's say look at the evidence that he will give you to him. It's very likely that he will find you anyway. It doesn't matter if you have let's say inspired, if you have I don't know imagined it. In the end, if you basically we have such evidence as for example Danny demo T-Rex shown. For example, like with this animal one, which we, for example, see in the chat with this, let's say, slider, we can see here it's like clearly one-to-one, almost traced. I don't know it's traced or not, or other technique, but there is in legal term that is called similarity, a visual similarity to visual blending. So it's not always a matter of, let's say, copy and paste, but it's basically if you can recreate almost one-to-one with, let's say, visual copying of most of, let's say, graphics, proportions, lines. It doesn't matter it's the style or not. If it's basically physically almost copied, looks like. For example, I just wanted to, let's say, to tell it to you because it's almost obvious, and you just wanna secure, let's say, talking about this last image, for example, this anime cat girl, I don't know, with let's say one eye closed. If we have comparison and we have overlay one original artwork to, let's say, another one that was inspired one, we have a clearly almost lawsuit, almost.
ohnePixel, thanks for subbing.
Because if the person who, let's say, took damage, basically from which it's in legal term from whom was stolen artwork, in eyes of, let's say, judge, it will be clearly stolen artwork, because if we overlay one image to another, it's clearly stolen artwork. It doesn't matter, it was redrawn, it was, I don't know, any stuff. It's very important of, let's say, visual similarity. And when you basically have almost one-to-one image, it's doesn't matter. It's style, stuff, technique, how you made, it's how much layers you have on your, let's say, original kind of work. It's important that it's visually super close to what you already have. So that's the point that I wanted to tell you. Like that's why I asked for a small, let's say, interview.
Chat, DM me if you're a lawyer, bro. Please, bro. I don't know.
I think a lawyer also will ask you to wait for a response from the, let's say, owner of first origin picture, let's say.
Centauri just sent me something. He says, Sensei was banned because of stuff on the workshop, even if the stuff in-game was all good. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that was what I was referring to earlier with the guy who got banned for things even though the skin wasn't accepted.
Yeah. actually here a bit easier situation because as far as I remember,
But that's absolutely one-to-one traced.
Yes, it was traced, but also the owner of this artwork actually filed the DMCA, but
Really?
I'm not sure. Yeah, as far as I know, they actually managed to reach the owner of this graffiti artwork. So that's the case.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey man.
So I noticed a friend shared with me the link to the stream. I saw you were talking about me, right? I'm not a guy into this kind of stuff. If you check my tweet line, everything you will see down from the single little post is stuff I produce. That's it. I'm not into drama. When I have a chance to produce stuff, I share it, and that's all about it. I got absolutely nothing personal against f0rnez. It's just presenting facts, because not me, not any of you guys, or nobody in the chat can judge what's going on here, right? I'm not trying to judge anybody here. I'm not trying to start a witch hunt, as I stated on my tweet. I don't want people chasing him down, telling him to kill himself. He has already enough about, coming from where he's coming from, like doing this stuff. That's enough. You don't need to bash the guy. You don't need to. It's as simple as that. And it's up to Valve to decide whether what he did is legit or it is not. From my experience, like, I've been on the workshop for 11 years, dude. That's more than a decade. I've been invited to 3 Valve sponsor events. I've been inside Valve. I talked to people. I've done the cover for the artbook for Dota 2. I've met incredible people. I've won. I'm one of the winners of the Nightmares and Dreams contest. I've done a lot of stuff, right? And much more. I'm not trying to prove here anything. My point is, I'm not doing this for fun. I don't enjoy this kind of attention. I don't also enjoy f0rnez coming back to me with the argument that I copied the whole for the dragon. Yes, I'm talking, dude. So I'm doing the whole for the Dragon Lore versus Hull sticker, and it looks like Hull. I mean, that's a fucking point. The look for the Hull in the sticker to look like Hull, because it's Hull and Dragon Lore are like designs that Valve own. So I don't need to do anything about it. But instead of saying, all right, dude, maybe I fucked up, maybe I can learn from this, maybe you didn't, maybe you can stand on your ground, but the more you try to defend yourself, the worse it looks. I mean, you don't even need to be here talking about it. I don't even need to be here. I only came here because you guys started talking about me, and for that I can talk about myself, and I don't enjoy any of this, dude. I really don't. I just want to be doing skins, playing games. No, I'm saying it myself. I like playing games. I like doing workshop skins. I like doing my own video games, which I'm working on. I don't like this kind of stuff, right? But at the same time, I don't like that stuff that I legit think is not legit. It's not made from zero. I mean, nothing is made from zero, right? That's absolutely right. When I work, I get my references, I get stuff, and I don't use them to copy. I mean, dude, down to the eyelashes. If you count the number of eyelashes on the image you copied from, it's the same number of eyelashes, dude. Like, the evidence is there, the shadows on the character. If you want, I can even share my screen and show you where it's wrong. What, dude?
Danny Dam, sorry for interrupting, but f0rnez said, he admitted to that. Like, he said he's aware of
just
those.
joined the stream.
Okay. I mean, just to maybe, like, f0rnez, interrupt me if I'm saying something wrong. I don't want to put words into your mouth, but you said, like, yeah, I do know about the creator. That's what I was inspired by. I didn't one-to-one copy it. I had maybe a picture up or something, and then I made my own drawing from scratch. And yeah, like, he's not denying that you don't have to prove the point that it's that creator that he got inspired by. That's
all right. Cool. I wasn't aware of that. But the thing is about this, as one of the many guys trying to get stuff in the game, right, in a legit way, the moment you find one of these, there's no reason for Valve to trust the artist. going any farther down the road, dude. There is no. I mean, it's not just one; it's two, dude. So far, and I'm not gonna spend any more of my time trying to find anything else, because I believe with two designs you copied, that's enough to say, okay, dude, we cannot trust you about getting stuff in the game because we might get sued over this, and it's not worth it for us. That's the whole point. You can go do whatever you think you should be doing, dude. I'm not nobody to judge you. Nobody. Just, I mean, I don't think it's okay, and that's the whole point. That's why I share it. But I'm not trying. I just want people to stop chasing you. To people to stop, take it personally. There's nothing to take personal here. It's just about the work and about not doing things right. If you admit to it, cool. Just move on. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
ohnePixel, thanks for subbing.
the only person that has the answer to this, whether this is a problem or not, is either Valve or the person who may feel like, oh, he stole my art, you know? You pointed out the fact that, oh, there may have been some inspiration and, oh, this is a big similarity, done them, and then, from there...
I don't think it's traced, or it could be, but I think it's the same picture. It's the same picture. I mean, coming from a guy that makes a living out of tracing, it's hard to believe, but all right, you tell me it's not. I can't believe that. It's not. Cool, but it's the same picture. Somebody comes in here and wants to cause trouble because you took their artwork and you're profiting out of it, you're going to get into trouble. And not only you,
Yeah,
the
I
game,
understand that.
f0rnez, you said that the M4A4 though is not.
Like,
it is.
Yeah, it's like all around inspired, That was not a particular inspiration,
Just like anime, like you drew an anime character and you have to start somewhere. Like you have to know what it looks like when you draw.
Yeah. So like researching hand positions, researching foot, researching torsos, like a lot of research.
Danny, the M4A4 itself, you didn't find anything, and you said you don't want to spend more time. Like, you're just annoyed. There's skins in the same collection of a skin that got accepted, of the same guy that may have done some work that may be a little bit copied.
what about it?
No, I don't know. I was just making sure. Sorry. I mean,
Okay, cool.
I don't know where to go either. I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe ask the right questions, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, nobody can really judge on this.
It's
we
probably
need to wait for basically the art, the Japanese people to come in.
It may have also gotten big enough that Valve takes a look themselves. Because one thing,
Probably,
obviously, the thing is, like, as soon as the Japanese author files a DMCA claim, right, Valve is on the hook, right, at that point. So they may just want to get ahead of that.
Probably, yeah.
So that's also a consideration. Like, not necessarily, the author doesn't necessarily have to file a claim before Valve steps in, but who knows?
Yeah, it's just in case if it will be really too big to, let's say, to deal with. In such case, yes, Valve can, let's say, take, let's say, first move in their own hands. In such case, yes, if it will be just too loud and too problematic for them. So yeah, they can just basically make some preventive
some things that I'm
actions
reading right now, like what are you
just
saying,
to-
bro?
not
Funny thing is that the
to, let's say,
skin
to have
got
any
into the case and
problems
everyone
in
is
the
going
future.
drama when it
Because,
was
you
in the
know,
workshop. They were
maybe
silent.
right now
Journalists
it's
can't.
okay, but
Bro, because
1,
before
2
nobody
years after,
maybe
for
checked.
no
you know?
reason, this
Of course, you
Japanese
investigate for the
guy
ones that do get
finds out
accepted.
that I would like to file a lawsuit against him. Like, it's possible.
Danny, can I maybe ask? Like, you don't have to answer it, but can I ask why? What made you look into it? Did you do you check for every skin that gets accepted, or did you just think? Did you have like a hunch, or?
It was a whiff case, let's call it that way, right? And I was curious about what got accepted, and I just check on the people that made the stuff, and I got into the collection, and what gave it away was the girl in black and white with red eyes, because that's a very specific art style. And I saw, as I explained in the tweet, I saw that the hands and the anatomy and generally speaking the lighting, the drawing, the base was not matching the quality of the faces. Well, it was not matching at all. So I decided to look a bit into it, and it took me like 20 minutes to find the first one. And the other one I came across by basically looking for the M4. I found the other one on Pinterest. I was scrolling and saw it immediately, and I was, the one you have on the right on the screen. So I'm okay with people getting stuff in the game. I'm even more okay with newcomers getting stuff in the game. I think everybody deserves a fair chance of getting stuff in the workshop, to experience the workshop and to enjoy it. But I don't think it's okay to do it at the expense of using the work of other artists. That's my whole point.
Can I ask how you found it? Like you said, you checked like Pinterest. Is it Google image search, or you just found?
No. The first one I was just wild scrolling on Google Images by looking into the I don't recall right now the name of the
designer.
The name of not the designer. The style of doing girls like that.
Yeah.
Something like Gesugao, something like that. And you look into that, which I didn't know the name of, and you will find a lot of characters like that. And one of them, it was flipped, but it had the same angle, the same expression, the same eyes, everything. So
yeah.
And there you have it.
Like, maybe I can chime in here, right? I posted a screenshot on Twitter. When the case came out, the first thing I wrote to a friend of mine was, the M4 looks like stolen artwork. I have proof of that on Discord logs. You can just see it, right? If you know how to make skins. Something about the skin looked off.
What, because it's too good, or what?
No, in my opinion, it looked off because the anime artwork itself is quite good, but the rest of the skin, in my opinion, doesn't really hold up to it. Like, for example, the projections, like the projection on the gun, right? So the magazine is like painted at the front and the back, but the sides are black.
That as well. That's a
right.
good point.
That's like, if you look in the workshop a lot and make skins yourself, right? You kind of see like good artists that can draw this, and I'm not a good artist. I can't draw this, right? But like people that can, like they normally tend to have better projections of the artwork onto guns.
You mean you mean the magazine, like look on stream, like the
yes, and the back, right?
It's
like small, small details. Like that.
This is the first time I ever used Adobe 3D Substance Painter as well. So I did my work first in Illustrator and put them over. And put them on the 3D.
T-Rex, I think it's f0rnez just didn't make skins before. Like, sorry, like I don't want to put words into your mouth, but it's maybe just like.
And like that's the first time I ever used 3D Substance Painter, because the P90, Mac 10, and Tech 9, I actually sat in Photoshop with the what is it called, the UV sheet or whatever it's called. And cut out and like actually drew it in there.
Like T-Rex, so T-Rex, what you are saying? Sorry, because to me it makes no sense. Sorry, you say the artwork is too good for the execution of the skin. Like this, yeah, but it's two different programs, no? Like maybe he's good at art, but bad at creating a skin.
I mean, could be, and he kind of made my point, right? So. He may draw stuff outside and has never done a gun before, and that's why the two things mismatch. That's quite possible, but it's quite uncommon to see it on the workshop. Like, normally if you see a drawing of this level, the rest of the gun is to a similar level. Right? This is kind of what my first impression was.
From your years of experience, it looks unusual, yeah.
It's just, I don't know, I look at the workshop quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of what I noticed. Like, I don't know, this is no proof or anything, this is just what my first impression were. So,
but an impression is just an impression. And like if f0rnez is like, because he does art, Maybe he's not 24/7 in the workshop, you know?
ohnePixel,
Like he
thanks for
focuses.
subbing.
If honest, I don't want to put
Yes.
words into your mouth. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to
Less
say.
than 3.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
that's true.
nice talking to you. I'm gonna leave. I don't think.
Okay.
I didn't
Thank you
talk
for joining.
any further. Hey, have a good one.
You too. Like if you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
sorry.
do draw a lot, I paint a lot. That's, my main thing. And as I mentioned earlier as well, I have a graphic design business that I run in daytime. So, like, I don't have that much time to look at the workshop. And as I said as well, it's the first time I ever touched, Substance 3D Painter. Because I started in Photoshop with it as well, with the cutting out and stuff. But it, I couldn't make it match, so I had to figure out. I tried Blender, but I couldn't,
Yeah, and I think
manage the program.
I think that's a legit explanation for what my observation was. Like I actually buy that, right? It makes
Shit,
sense.
I just want to play
That
Dark
you
and Darker,
drew,
bro.
Before,
Can they
but
hurry
I've
up?
never projected it onto a gun. I think that's
Yeah.
a legitimate argument. I believe you. So in that case,
Thanks, man.
but like again, that was my first impression. Why I thought the gun looked off, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fair
got
enough.
actually a small question connected to this, basically because I'm working a lot with this field. Have you considered to work with maybe 3D code?
Wait, I'm gonna show you something first.
Yeah.
Here, it was
I show it
what
on stream?
Yeah, of course. Here's what I started with. You see, I was cutting out and
You
getting
was
in.
working with UV. I
Yeah.
see.
And then I figured out
So
the
you were
Substance 3D
basically-
Painter, and it looks like that.
So you didn't use 3D code because it's quite common for, let's say, artists that work with basically with 2D most of the time, and
Yeah.
they find, let's say, some sort of tutorial of 3D code usually because it has very good link to Photoshop projection.
Yeah.
Connor, you're a little bit
And
mad,
they
no?
basically can very easily make
Connor's
a
tilted that
projection
his
apart,
skin
because
didn't
if
get
you
accepted.
Look even at Two Minds
Okay.
work,
Connor, I can see right through
they
you, buddy.
have,
Much love.
let's say,
No
they
need to be
work
jealous.
really cool.
Maybe
work
next case.
that were, let's say, made with, let's say, these backplanes automatically filled. That's why I just wanted to, let's say, just of curiosity, ask, maybe have you tried 3D code, or you just tried to drop to yourself to Substance Paint?
Yeah.
Because Substance Paint is right now quite a big deal, and its projection pipeline is a bit more complicated.
Yeah. As like you see here as well, like I even numbered the parts to know where to put this shit.
Yeah, T-Rex, like, look, like, come on, man. Like, he knows his art, he doesn't know fucking Substance fucking Painter.
And here is like the P90, you clearly
T-Rex.
can see I made.
yeah, I believe in that. Again,
yeah,
this was
you just said it looked uncommon.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And-
Because
yeah, it
usually,
looked-
probably, like you see on the workshop people, they do just slap on the artwork, right? That they just copy paste it, and that's probably you get the same vibe from this because it has the same some
Yes.
characteristics like the magazine. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That was my first impression. It was just a gut feeling because of that. I didn't check for the artwork that was stolen or something like that.
You're just
I don't
trying to
care that
take the
much.
cookie points, like, oh, I knew something was up.
Yes. Yep.
Bro, I didn't see that, bro. This guy.
Yeah, it was like
Oh
it was a
my
lucky
God.
coincidence that I wrote a message.
Jesus. Okay. I mean, guys, I think we ended on that. Fairness, though, I mean, all the messages, like, if somebody are taping some fucking bullshit, bro, fuck those pussies. I mean, it is, bro, like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like if people like come to you and like harass you, like they should fuck themselves, right?
Of
That's
course,
not okay.
yeah. And as well, like, if you don't think that you did anything wrong, then that's what.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit there if I thought I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you accepted the call as well, which as well, I have to say, like, heads up. Usually, like, I don't know, people don't. It's live. You say something, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, like, I don't have nothing to hide,
Yeah. And yeah, what else is there to add? I mean, at the end of the day, Valve may have a look now because Danny Dem, of course, he has a lot of skins in the game already. They probably see this. They may take a look, and then they are the ones to judge, right? Like, and the M4A4 is not part really of the discussion. It's the things around it, the collection, which doesn't say it's not a problem. I think, right? Because it's still the same guidelines, and then the account would be a problem. You would be the problem, not the skin would be a problem, I think.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. So yeah, it is what it is. Don't feel too sad or something. You still have an M4 in the game, which if you think, that, you did the M4 Zack. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Some people, I already see it. Some people seem jealous. Like, T-Rex, you say no? I'm telling you, bro. What the fuck? I think there's some jealousy, not in this room, but in the chat.